just like most art forms, fluid art therapy is one art form that doesn't necessarily have an established or proper name attached to it, but nonetheless, it is in fact a form of art therapy. I began creating fluid art nearly 3 years ago when I had hit a particularly low point in my life. So I began searching on YouTube for some of my favorite motivational speakers. But instead, me being a creative, I found fluid art videos. I got mesmerized by the music seemingly flowing with the fluid paint, and the colors and the feelings I got. Immediately, I knew I wanted to experience fluid art myself. Fluid art is now one of my favorite therapies that I do for myself. It's meditative in its mixing, swirling, and softly blending. Even after the initial flow has halted on a flat surface, you can still play in its blended beauty. You can use tools and various methods to swipe, drag them around in the liquid paint, making even more swirls or designs. You can even tilt your piece to have it flow more or less in a specific direction. Where the therapy in fluid art therapy comes from is dependent on you. All therapy is dependent on you, by the way. You have to let go with this art form. You can only manipulate it so much. If you're working on control issues, this is the art therapy for you. It's an emotional response to want to control the moving paint. In this conscious thought alone, we can relax in an all-knowing that it will all work out. You can only guide it so far, but at the end of the day, it will dry how it wants. The beauty and aesthetics of fluid art is visceral. The outcome will never be the same. Fluid art will have a different effect depending on the weight of the liquids and the rate of the propulsion through the air and delivery on each surface. I'll spare you all the drawn-out definitions of fluid dynamics. Essentially, it's the patterns that emerge from liquids and water, and in some cases, oil. When we pour paint or use fluid art on a canvas or another flat surface, a heavier paint may sink into the lighter paint, creating patterns. Blowing the paint around at a fast rate may cause it to develop bubbles and a web effect. If you pour it at a steady flow, the colors will mix and you will be left with swirls. And of course, there's always drip paintings if the surface is vertical. So how old is fluid art? Fluid art became known to the world by exploring new art forms by a Mexican artist by the name of David Siqueiros in the 1930s. And David Siqueiros was inspired by the works of Jackson Pollock. And Pollock was the famous artist known for splatter paintings. His works were pivotal in modern art and abstract or abstract expressionism. So, I thank them both for their contribution. I don't know where I'd be today without fluid art. And I thank you for wanting to help yourself through art, and specifically fluid art therapy. So if you would like to get started with fluid art, I have a quick video linked. It will show you methods that I use to make pouring much simpler, and I will link it at the end of this video. Drop me a comment if you think this video was helpful. I love your feedback. For more helpful information about the creative spirit soul, head on over to my blog at createagain.com. Thank you for watching.